Hello one, hello all, it's the gothiest ghost of them all, Casp in the flesh, and it's time for a review of Horsegirl Phonetics. On and on. Horsegirl, not to be confused with the electronic DJ Horsegirl, is a Chicago post-punk band, and this is their sophomore album, and this is the first time I've ever come across the band. I came across a few singles from them that I enjoyed a lot, and I was like, okay, this is in my wheelhouse, so I must indulge in more. I must get more. And come to find out, they're actually on one of my favorite labels of all time, MATADOR Records, which has released great albums from Ice Age, from Gang of Four, Perfume Genius, Car Seat Headrest, just to name a few. And again, listening to the teasers to this record, such as Julie, 2468, Switch Over, and FRONTRUNNER, and due to me at first enjoying a majority of these teasers, I was like, okay, there's no way I can let this album pass me by. I need to listen. I need to take in the music. I need to absorb what's going on here. And after listening to this numerous times, I can honestly say, this fucking rules! Like, this band is a post-punk's band, a man of me being a huge post-punk fan. This is definitely my wheelhouse, definitely up my alley, and honestly the most innovative post-punk band I've heard in quite a while. That has so much influences, so much variation, but with this variation they bring something authentic, they bring something unique. Because while they do have their past influences, they also sound very modern at the same time. This definitely sounds like a return LP of one of the greats of post-punk coming back, but in a different way. This is like an all-woman band. This is a 3-woman band, and they're coming back with something new and fresh. And it's not like they're reheating another band's nachos. No, they are actually just getting started with their own nachos, really creating a balance of light and dark aesthetically. And I feel like the band really are students of eccentricity. Like, there's something superbly idiosyncratic about their style that actually reminds me of Velvet Underground. And I feel like they are students of eccentricity, even if it can be subtle at times. But you need to pay attention to the mixing detail. You need to pay attention to the mixing decisions, because there is so much idiosyncratic moves and creativity here. You have to focus in. They're not only bringing these background noises to create contrast, they're also messing with the channeling too, and using these amalgamations of sounds and styles, which actually makes post-punk. Like the sound and influences they're operating here, they're operating from Sonic Youth, Velvet Underground, with the delivery and a quirk that reminds me of the Raincoats, but at times has like the psychedelic atmosphere of a My Bloody Valentine. And the vocals on this record definitely do show a lot of chemistry, because it's not just one person on the mic, it's two girls going back and forth, Nora Chang, Penelope Lowenstein, and their vocals are slightly reminiscent, and I do think there is a contrast here. I would say that one of them definitely do have a very womanly voice, a very mature voice that reminds me of Nico from Velvet Underground. You know, very womanly, not flimsy, very mature. But I'm also getting touches of Kim Gordon from Sonic Youth fame, or Sharon Van Etten. But with these influences, there is also a twee pop element here, mostly Belle and Sebastian. But on this record though, they're pulling from all sorts of directions here in the post-punk playbook. And it's very apparent with how innovative this is, and how creative this is, how hard-hitting this is. And it's really been a while since I've actually heard something this great in the post-punk realm. But this one hits different. This one did their homework. Like, I feel like if you've never heard a record in this realm before, like a post-punk record, a twee pop record, shoegaze, or slacker rock, I truly and honestly think that this is an excellent start, an excellent introduction for you if you've never indulged in these type of styles before. Again, with its panning of various instruments from channel to channel, how driving and linear the bass could be with a touch of reverb, the various raw shots of instrumental and instrumentation with some effects. While Nora and Penelope's vocals aren't exactly the loudest, they don't exactly soar or anything, they do have style to them. They do have a very playful demeanor to them, and do stand out in an interesting way, and also create a great contrast of how wild the instrumentation can be at times. That just scratches that itch for the eccentricities of the mixing, of the playing. Like, this thing has numerous spots in the LP that just leave me satisfied of 35 minutes, 11 track, that really satisfies my cravings for the eccentricity when it comes to the mixing and the effects. Most notably on 2468, that opens up with these disjointed, incredibly detuned violin strings that picks up instantly with a momentous switch up. And the stuttering drums are really captivating to me. Like, when the stuttering drums are on here, they're played so fast that I literally feel like they're rotating in my head. I literally feel like this is like a hypnotic trance or something, that circulate perfectly around the guitar arpeggios with a very memorable refrain. And with the reverb bass, the melodies with the guitar layerings, like, it really has the ethos of like a Violent Femmes record, like early Violent Femmes. But while it does have the ethos of that band, it also has the energy of like a Gang of Four record. And even if the vocals are deadpan, they still have a lot of personality. And the way the vocals just proliferate through the mix is just so entrancing. And the track Sports Meets Sound, this track here has a very spaced out feel to it. It's very minimal, it's very sparse. And the closing track on this LP is insanely catchy. Like, the vocal melody is superbly soft. It's soft but effective, and it croons throughout. Like, even moments here that include vastly tropical elements that are very unexpected but very gratifying at the same time. And really complements the jangly guitars, the driving bass. The whole thing just culminates into what essentially is a great surf rock song. Very vintage but great surf rock song. And has the elements of a very effective post-punk finish. And again, the vocals aren't projected immensely, but they still have the energy to keep the track going and keep the album engaging. I also get the surf rock, post-punk elements, of course, on the opener. Where'd you go? I'm hiding. But you still suck. Who said that? Sean? Is that you? Where are you? I can't come out. Something's wrong. Something's missing. What are you talking about? What's missing? What are you talking about? What's missing? I'm embarrassed to talk about it, but you still suck. Well, anyway, it's a very beautiful opener. A lot of wailing, squealing guitars here, and I know that's not for everybody. That's not everyone's interpretation of beauty. But it's certainly mine. Like, it's done in a very noisy way, but there's a beauty to it. There's a beauty in the oddity, which I love, with its rolling marching drums and the serene melodies just floating in the mix. Great start. And a large majority of these tracks just have these undeniable grooves. Whether it's the noisy guitar embellishments, instantly catchy vocal melodies, the hard-hitting and rhythmic drum patterns. Like, this whole thing just sounds like a vintage, hazy, psyched-out dream. One I would honestly love to return to again and again, and something to play in the face of these pompous music listeners that say, "Oh, it's just not the same anymore. Music just isn't the same. People don't make albums the same as they used to." Yes, play this. Play this in their fucking face and say, look, music is still fire. Post-punk is still amazing. It's still innovative. You just haven't looked for it, but I found it here it is. You do that, and I feel they will change course immediately. And yes, this thing is raw, it is messy, but there's still, I feel, an accessibility to it. There's an accessibility factor here that I feel is a gateway into older bands like Velvet Underground, Gang of Four, Joy Division. And the bass lines are so nocturnal, they're so watery, they're so dense. They absolutely are a dead ringer for Joy Division. Don't get me wrong. I could tell a Joy Division bass line from a mile away, but they do something interesting with it. And there's also moments here that remind me of the band Television, when we get these really bright, sharp hits of guitar arpeggios. And the guitars here, like, things are played very loose here, but very intentionally so. And I feel like it adds to the personality of the record, like on Rock City, showing they're a band that brings a lot to the table and does not skimp on detail or contrast. And they haven't been playing a long time, but their recording, their results, it's so mind-blowing to me how they're a new band and they sound like they're from like the 60s, the late 60s or early 70s, or even the even like the late 2000s to early 2010s, because there are moments here that remind me of a little lighter version of Women. Like, they keep their sound so engaging and creative, they sound like post-punk veterans. Their melodies are catchy, their guitar layering is stellar. And lyrically and vocally, they have great range too. They could go from silly, they could go from melancholy, to very jovial or critical. Like, they certainly have a very wide range of emotions here. There's certainly a wide array of emotions here. Like In Twos, which is a somber meditation on striving to hold on even if you're going through hopelessness, even if you're going through isolation and trying to find a grasp on optimism. But what really grabs my attention here, not only the lyricism, but the instrumentation, like how rigid and how raw the violin strings sound here. Like they're in the background, just so detuned, played very harshly. They're played so aggressively, back and forth, like reminding me again that this is a nod to the Velvet Underground. Because with the Velvet Underground, they had their intricate way of playing violin, if you remember. And the song Well I Know You're Shy, like this has some really righteous, sharp riffs, gorgeous spotlit guitar melodies, and an immensely memorable hook, and a track with a very deceptive twist to it in lyrical concept, as it's delineating these feelings of sympathy, of empathy, saying like, I know what happened out there, I wish it was me. But as the track progresses, it takes a slight turn in emotive direction and context, and really doing a 180 on this person that I won't give away, which is an excellent statement and criticism and call out of the disgusting act of manipulation, manipulating those who are vulnerable or weak-minded. And the song Julie, which is honestly the most serene, most synth-layered back track on the entire record, which is a vulnerable dedication to someone who this individual has an immense amount of care for, admiration for. And the song's drony chords definitely remind me of like a lighter version of what Nico did with Marble Index. But it's still real, it's still atmospheric, and not at all watered down. And that's the beauty of this record. You could have your influences, and you could tweak them, and you could add eccentricity with the notes, add some quirks, and you could add all that to the production and make a profound statement. And not consistently dark, not consistently light either. This thing really does find a balance. Like, this thing is not a carbon copy of its influences. Like, this is in the vein of the Velvet Underground. But this is less grim, it's less dismal, but it still has the heart, it still has the rawness, it still has the realism. And most importantly, it's something engaging, like on the song Switch Over. Certainly more dark sonically, but I feel the darkness and the gentle vocals really do create like a beautiful contrast. And that's the same with Information Content, that has these galloping melodies, super bright guitar arpeggios, and the reverb just creates the ambience around this very dense bass, along with some pulsing additions and echo that is very much in the vein of a dub reggae song, along with some Spanish percussion. And there are tracks here I feel that could have been developed more. I think Frontrunner is not really a bad track on its own, but in comparison to other tracks here, it's definitely the weaker of the bunch. I really wish it had more variation. I wish it had more contrast, because all we really get is the breezy melodies, the country guitar strums that could have used more weight. And again, I don't think the vocals really give me much either. But other than that, I think this is a great record. I feel like they know how to structure a song. I love the bass lines, I love the grooves. Their writing is great. Bring back the raw intricacy that I love, and the killer grooves, just throwing a bunch of sonic curveballs and taking a lot of risks too. Great record. I'm feeling a 4.5 out of 5 on this record. But if you've given this a listen, what did you think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Why? And that's it. Caspa, Gothic Ghost, Horsegirl Phonetics, on and on till we meet again.